What are your best tips to handle summer heat in an apartment? Do your cleaning and other regular chores early in the morning while it's cooler outdoors. Get a towel wet, then sort of roll it up and put it in your freezer in a U shape that would drape over your neck comfortably. Let it freeze and then wear it on a hot day. It seems to trick your body into thinking it's cooler than it is. Don't open windows if temperature outside is too high. Open at night, close during the day. Unless your apartment's poorly insulated. Or unless you live in Phoenix where the lows at night can still be in the 90s. And keep curtains closed during the day. Blackout curtains. Lay on the bed. Use 2 fans. And a bucket of water down the floor, in which you immerse your leg every now and then, making the whole place a mess and somehow getting mud in your room. And drink some vodka. That's how I do heat waves without using an AC. You need airflow, so if you have a window that is in the shade, open it and place a fan right in front facing in. Then open another window on the other side of your apartment and set up a fan blowing out. Depending on the size of your apartment, you may need another fan in the middle. OMG. I had like 4 fans set up in my tiny 1-bedroom apartment. I placed them strategically and opened up just the right windows to create a wind tunnel through the entire place. Do laundry in the evening and don't use a dryer. Put them on one of those foldable hangers. Don't know the English name. While drying your laundry will help the humidity in the room and temper the temperature. Obviously it isn't a big difference, but if you're a student living in a small flat, trust me, you feel it. Just for reference, the English word for foldable hangers is an error or smiley face. Fans, shades, nudity, and popsicles. I have water in a spray bottle, and spray my face and hands with it from time to time as much as I need. Become so depressed that changes in the weather do not affect you. Relatable. Use the air conditioning. They're in Europe. They're living in a place without AC. Do window units not exist outside or the US? I got one for 50 used and you can find decent ones for 150 new that'll cool a room. That doesn't include operating cost though. Portable units exist, and they're expensive. Yay, that was my first reaction. Have my apartment at 68 degrees and I have a portable AC unit I bought once because AC went down for a while when I was living in army barracks. My comfort is worth the extra money. If you open windows, open them on opposite sides of the house to get a draft going. Switch off all unnecessary electronics, especially computers. Get a cooling blanket. They're just mats filled with some sort of gel and they stay cool for a while when you sit on them. They're made for dogs, but they work really well. My son overheats real quick, so he has one in bed sometimes. Greater than switch off all unnecessary electronics, especially computers. I've never had an apartment with windows on opposite sides. If I was lucky I might have adjacent sides. But even that's not super common. Usually I've had just one wall with windows. It looks like shit, but you can put aluminium foil on your window. I do that, at least for the bedroom window. Ideally out the foil on the outside. It acts as a screen, like blinds, and eventually also reflects the energy of sunlight outside. My bedroom window has no outside blinds, like most of the windows where I live in Belgium. Drape a wet towel over a fan set on high. Acts as a makeshift evaporative cooler. Unless you live somewhere humid, then it just get more humid. One good trick to tolerate the heat is to make hibiscus tea and chill it before drinking. It reduces blood pressure and it is delicious. Is where you live dry or humid? If it's dry, you can set up a swamp cooler. Get an ice block and set it above something that can hold all the melted water. Set up a fan blowing across the top of the ice block. Repeat as necessary. If it's a humid area, this won't work because you won't get enough evaporation. Have your window open along with your door and keep the fan on. It should cool it down a bit. Only at night though. Doing that during the day lets the heat inside. Lots of extra water in your diet. Throw some socks in the freezer and throw them on. I personally can't stand hot swollen feet. Rotating out pairs every few hours. A standard mattress will retain heat, so maybe consider an air mattress, hammock, or other means of sleeping that allow for airflow up and underneath you while sleeping. If you have children or pets, keep them cool and hydrated. Frozen fruit and lots of ice chips can help. Look up signs of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. It sets in quick and it's scary dangerous. Just soak your feet in some cool water and relax. Occupy yourself. You'll forget soon enough. Shooting yourself with a pistol between the eyes works too. You have my upvote, sir. Air conditioning. Buy an air conditioner. Air conditioning. Have an apartment with AC. Air conditioning. Just don't be poor, lol. Realistically, no, it sucks ass. Just go naked and put a towel down on the office chair. Keep the blinds and windows closed. Crank up the fans. And try not to move too much. Cold food and drinks go a long way too. Soak a towel in cold water and wear it on the back of your neck. It will cool you down quite effectively because there's a lot of blood flowing through there. 1. Look up homemade air conditioners. In short, thermal box, ice, PC fan. Effective for small areas. Add salt to ice to make it last longer. 2. Force your body to adapt. Turn off the fans. Do your usual work for 1 hour. Turn on the fan. Over time you will find you are more and more comfortable with the heat. 3. Search pedestal or table fans. Quite useful and far cheaper than ACs. Thank you, smiley face, smiley face. Cherry pit pillows work for the cold too. Freeze one, use that to help you cool down. When I was a kid, we lived in a poor apartment. I would stick my head in the freezer every now and then for a minute or two. Ha 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 ha. Fans. Lots of fans. Also cool showers. Source: lived in El Paso, TX in an apartment without air conditioning. I learned that cold showers are counter-effective, since your blood vessels close to the skin constrict, and after stepping out of the shower, the heat feels worse. I don't know what's your definition of cool shower, but I've used warm or medium temperature. It makes your body used to the heat. Unless you're already overheating OFC, then it's good to get your body temp down ASAP. I put the shower head on my stomach and use cool water only until I feel better. My routine is as follows. Right before bed, get into warm shower and slowly turn it to cold. I do this because it shocks me awake if I just hop into the cold. Then I dry off as little as necessary and hop into my bed with my little tornado fan blowing at me on full blast. My unit is climate controlled. I require being cool. However, I don't require heat more than staying above the freezing point of water. Take a towel, shirt or washcloth, wet it with cold water and lay it on your head and stomach. Get 9 of those standalone AC units. Pot filled with ice water in front of a fan does wonders. If you can, keep the windows open at night and point a fan facing to the outside, so the airflow is pointed to the outside. This one will suck the hot air out the window you have the fan at and pull the cool air in the other windows. We do this in our dry hot Okanagan summers in Canada. Additionally, turn on the bathroom fan, as this will suck hot air out as well. Where you don't have curtains or blinds, you can hang a blanket to create a makeshift curtain during the day to keep the sun heat out. Basement. Put 100 to 200 milliliters of water in a 1.5 or 2 liter bottle. Put it sideways in the freezer. When it freezes, pull it out. There should be a way to pour more water. Basically, you cool down water really fast, and since the ice melts slowly, you will have cold water for at least a few hours. Also, you have a cold bottle of water that is basically a big chunk of ice. You can check out YouTube and make an air conditioner with some ice, one of those styrofoam ice chests, and a couple small fans. Open your freezer for about 5 minutes and put a fan over it to blow the cold air. Don't do this too long or you'll fuck your fridge. Open the windows at night and in the morning. Close the curtains during the day. Ice packs. Run your hands and feet under cold water. Found out that when my feet are hot, I start feeling really bad. But when they are cold, my whole body kinda gets colder. 2 oscillating fans on opposite sides. Try to do your chores when the temperature is cooler. Apparently, plants can cool your apartment, house. Never tested that one though. Munch on ice or drink cold beverages. Go to the grocery store. Free AC. Fill a spray bottle with water and lay naked in front of a fan. Spritz yourself every time you start to feel the water drying. Also, drink lots of water. Never buy an attic apartment, that's step 1. And if you were as dumb as me and did it anyway, good luck I guess. Thinking face, cold sweat, smile. I invested £11.99 in a cooling mat for the cats. Contains a gel that's always cool even in direct sunlight. Don't know how it works. Probably witchcraft. While playing with the cat I ended up half laying on the mat and it was the comfiest I'd been all day. Immediately ordered one for myself as well. Avoid cooking with the oven. I tried to eat a lot of lighter stuff that doesn't require the oven. It seems to just overheat my place right away. Why is literally no one saying this? Get an AC unit. They don't cost too much and you will feel great even on the hottest days of the year. I got mine 3 years ago and I'm never looking back. Summer can suck my D****** now. Run cold water over your wrists. The blood vessels are close to the skin there, so the cold water will help lower your temperature. Fans at night, then close off all windows early. Go outside. Surrender. Hope is futile. I used to be super broke and this is what I do. Tie rope. I used shoestring around some ice packs, then tie them to the front grill of a box fan and just let the air blow over the dangling coldness. If you get multiple fans going with this technique, it actually creates a ghetto air con. Switch out the packs every hour and don't forget a towel. I'm British, unfortunately we don't have air con in our houses, but it was hot and humid so I can't sleep either. This mostly affects east and west facing windows, but try to keep your blinds mostly closed, as sunlight, even non-directional sun, can heat up rooms during the day. I do this and it negates most of the heat. Big window fan at the furthest point from your bedroom for noise reduction, sucking air after the sun sets. Window treatments that reject heat and sun all day. Ceiling fan if you can swing it. Basically just avoid the horrible heating influence of the terrible sunshine. Always remember that the sun would like nothing more than to murder you with unbearable heat. Wake up early when the air is still cold. Open all windows for 15 minutes and shut them as or close all your blinds and keep fans nearby. Step 1. Go to your favorite local store. Step 2. Buy a case of water and duct tape. Step 3. Freeze the bottles. Step 4. Strip down to shorts, underwear, whichever feels better. Step 5. Tape said frozen bottles to your body and wear them until they melt. Problem solved. P.S. Avoid duct taping your hair. I will not be held liable for your loss, and if your body is very hairy then this solves your need for a wax as well. Have a blessed day. Cold face. Just get one of those little window AC units. They are like $100 the 4 days. And it is the best money you will ever spend. Black out curtains and wash your feet in cold water before bed. IDK why I used to do this as a kid when we didn't have AC, and it helps you fall asleep and not toss and turn from the heat. Swamp cooler. Take a bucket of ice, put a fan on it, sit in the cool breeze. Change ice as needed. Kidding. Pool in the living room. I'd probably open up a window and stick my head through it, then jump. My GF bought a detachable film that you put on your windows that filters 80% of the sunlight. We lost maybe 10 degrees Celsius in that room in direct sunlight. Hibernate. Always have a bottle or two of water in the freezer. Keep the AC on auto if you have it. Curtains closed during the day. Drink lots of cool water. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.